Welcome to my April 8th vlog about the Kamana documentary. I have the questions right here and my interviewee to my side.
My name is Ivan Ubaldo.
Okay, the first question is, what was the documentary about?
Ang dokumentaryo ay patungkol sa buhay ng mga mangingisda at kung paano nito naapektuhan ang wildlife. Ang dokumentaryo ay patungkol sa mga mangingisda, sa buhay ng mga mangingisda at kung paano naaapektuhan ng trabaho nila ang marine wildlife. Ayan.
If you watch the documentary, can you recall the names of the people and their jobs and roles?
Una ay yung batang 16 years old na si Lawrence, na isang spearfisher at si Kabing Bataw. Kabing na isang mangingisda at isang spear fisher din. Tapos yung huli is yung si Razel na dating Mora Ami na bumalik sa pagiging spear fisher.
What is the main problem na sinabi sa documentary?
Yung main problem niya, yung destruction ng wildlife, yung marine wildlife na kung paano naapektuhan, lalo yung Mora Ami, kung paano yung way ng panguhuli nila ng isda is very destructive. Meaning, sisira yung mga coral reef, kung saan na tumitira yung mga isda, kung saan sila nagpaparami. So, parang nagkakaroon ng short-term shift.
In your perspective, how will you address those problems?
Dapat yung mga mangingisda na-orient din sila sa mga do's and don'ts para maging sustainable yung resources nila. Hindi kagad masira. Pero parang para sa mga susunod na henerasyon, meron ding makuha ang mga isda. Kasi hindi naman matatanggal yung mga isda dun. Paano naman yung mga susunod na mabubuhay doon na nagagawin nila? So, nakadepende pa rin sila sa marine wildlife, yung resources na meron sila.
Number 5. What are the things that you are the most grateful for in comparison to Lorenz's life?
Yung privilege.
Privilege.
Kasi, unlike Lawrence pa lang, hindi ko na kailangan mangisda para may pambaho kinabukasan. Parang hindi ko kailangan mapagod maglakad kasi meron akong pamasahe papuntang school. Tsaka yung access ko sa education is sobrang layo kay Lawrence. Parang nakakaawa yung sitwasyon niya. Kasi kailangan niya talagang suportahan yung sarili niya para lang itawid yung mga pangarap niya.
Yung number 6, what is the moral lesson we can get after watching the documentary?
Dapat eco-friendly yung mga ginagawa natin. Although mangingisda tayo, syempre, dapat eco-friendly. Parang iisipin mo pa rin yung ecosystem palagi. Yung mga resources na kinukuha na natin para long lasting siya, hindi siya pang short term lang.
Sige.
Parang iingatan mo pa rin. Tulad ng spearfishing gano'n lang, para at least parang may time pa makapag-reproduce yung mga isda para sa mga next generation.
Thank you. I will give the floor now to my other interviewees. Question 1. What was the documentary about?
Ang dokumentaryo ni Cara David ay patungkol sa buhay ng mga mangingisda at kung paano naapektuhan ng trabaho nila yung marine wildlife.
If you watch the documentary, kindly recall the names of the individuals and their corresponding jobs or roles.
So, yung unang binanggit doon is yung 16 years old na si Lorenz na namamana or spearfisher at si Kabing na mangingisda rin at spearfisher. Tapos yung last is si Razel na dating Morami fisher na bumalik sa pagiging Spearfisher.
What is the main problem being cited in the documentary?
Sinabi ko na kanina. So, yung pinaka-problema nung nasa documentary is kung gaano ka-destructive nung way of fishing ng Moroami. Kung saan nasisira yung mga corals. Kung saan nakatira din yung mga isda. Kung saan sila kumukuha yung kumbaga primary resources nila is yung nasa dagat, yung mga isda. So, paano magre-reproduce yung mga dun, yung mga isda, diba? So, yun yung parang pinaka-problema talaga dun. Yung destruction ng marine wildlife.
In your perspective, how will you address those problems?
Iban yung mga illegal na way of fishing. Like yun, yung Moroami. Kasi nga, very destructive siya. Kakabanggit ko kanina. So, dapat na-orient din yung mga mangingisda. Dapat may mga batas din about sa ganyan na do's and don'ts. Kung gaano kalaking isda yung mga dapat kunin nila. Dapat tulad ng panguhuli ng So, dapat iban yung mga illegal na way of fishing tulad ng Moroami kasi nga very destructive siya sa marine wildlife. So, parang wala nang chance magkaroon pa ng makapag-reproduce pa yung mga isda para sa mga next generation kasi nga wala na silang tirahan. So, dapat ma-orient yung mga mga mangingisda, mga fishermen na huwag gawin yung mga bagay na makakasira sa atin. Pwede naman sila mangisda, pero wag naman yung nakakasira na ng ecosystem.
What are the things that you are the most grateful for in comparison to Lorenz's life?
Okay na may sugot ko kanina. Sagutin.
What is the moral lesson that we can get after watching the documentary?
Moral lesson na dapat maging grateful ka sa access mo sa education. Kasi tulad ni Lawrence, parang sobrang hirap para sa kanya na itaguyod yung kanyang pag-aaral. Tapos, pagdating naman sa kalikasan, masama yung sobra, naghahangad ka ng sobra. Dapat, maging sustainable pa rin. Yung sustainability ng resource na sa paligid mo, huwag sobra kasi masama yun. Nakaka-apekto ka sa kalikasan. Nakakasira ka ng buhay ng mga isda. Wala sabihin mo moral lesson. Take lang. So yung moral lesson ng documentary is dapat maging grateful ka sa access mo sa education. Kasi tulad nga ni Lawrence, parang mahirap para sa kanya yung pag-aaral, itaguyod yun. Kasi nga, malayo siya sa wala siyang pambaon. Kumbaga, sarili niya lang din yung sumusuporta sa kanya. Tapos, pagdating naman sa wildlife, sa marine wildlife, parang wag abuso, wag sobra. Para isipin lagi yung sustainability. Sure.
Here's the second interviewee for my April 8th vlog. So, what was the documentary about?
About the spearfishing.
Spearfishing.
Yeah.
If you have watched the documentary, kindly recall the names of the individuals in the documentary and their corresponding jobs or roles. You wrote it down.
Lawrence is a spearfisher, Kabing spearfisher, Rachel Foreign Muroami fisher, and chairman of Marine Sanctuary.
What is the main problem being cited in the documentary?
The main problem of the documentary, how life is hard, napakahirap ng buhay. sobrang hirap ng buhay na pinagdadaanan nila.
Na lagi silang buwis buhay na pumupunta sa dagat.
Buwis buhay talaga. So, sobrang parang do or die para lang mabuhay. Mm.
In your perspective, how will you address those problems?
Sa aking pananaw, paano ko i-address? Nagpapasalamat ako na hindi ko sinapit yung yung buhay na yan nang ako'y bata pa hanggang sa ako'y tumanda. At hindi ko kakayanin. Siguro hindi ako pantubig. Pang lupa lang ako. Na makakagawa ako ng maraming paraan para mabuhay ako.
What are the things that you are the most grateful for in comparison to Lorenz's life?
Grateful ako na kahit mahirap ako, sa kapatagan ako nabubuhay. Nakakagawa ako ng paraan, maraming paraan. Not like sa kanila, pagdaragat lang talaga ang kanilang paraan para mabuhay. Kasi sa lupa, maraming paraan. Pwede kang mangalakal, pwede kang maghukay ng mga kamote, pwede ka namang manalbos ng mga gulay, or else pwede ka rin namang gumawa ng mga bagay na po pwede mong pakinabangan sa gubat, pwede kang mabuhay ng mga halaman-halaman lamang.
What is the moral lesson that we can get after watching the documentary?
Moral lesson para sa akin, nagpapasalamat ako na hindi ko dinanas yan, sana wag danasin ng kahit na sino sa mga mahal ko sa buhay dahil napakahirap ng buhay na kanilang pinagdaraanan. Talagang buhay na, alam mo yung buwis buhay.
Thank you. Hi. For my third interviewee, we have my sister, and she's camera shy, so we're not recording her. What was the documentary about?
The documentary was about traditional spear fishing in Malalason and how we as Filipinos are dependent on our oceans for resources and jobs.
Okay, let's move here so we can hear you better. If you watch the documentary, kindly recall the names of the individuals in the documentary and their corresponding jobs or roles.
First, there's the 16-year-old Lawrence, who is a spear fisher,
Mm-hmm.
who is also a fisherman and spear fisher, and
Mhm.
Razel, who used to be a Muro Ami fisher, but changed to spear fishing and is now a marine sanctuary chairman. Another key person in the documentary is Alma, who advocates against Muro Ami fishing.
What is the main problem being cited in the documentary?
If I remember correctly, the main issue that Cara David talks about is the destructive fishing practices that fishermen use to catch fish or mura. Because while yes, it does bring more fish to the net, it also destroys their home down under.
Oops. In your perspective, how will you address those problems?
Compared to what Alma and the others have done for marine life in the documentary, which is advocacy and building sanctuaries, I would say that my own solution is to give proper education to, well, fishermen who are starting out into business. I will also create proposals for the barangay to issue stricter rules and regulations about harmful harmful fishing practices.
What are the things that you are the most grateful for in comparison to Lorenz's life?
I'm grateful for my life in general because compared to Lawrence's life, I do not have to worry about hard labor at my age. While it is disheartening to see the people, especially the fishermen and Malalison, struggle, it gives you a wake up call to the things you have, which are things that you should be thankful for.
Lastly, what is the moral lesson that we can get after watching the documentary?
Do not Do not destroy marine wildlife, even if it gives you a lot of benefits. And yes, even if you yourself are struggling with catching fish, the human environment relationship should always be mutually beneficial to each other. We coexist that way. We only have one planet and one planet only, so let's not break it.
Okay, thank you.
Hi. About the documentary, the first question was what was the documentary about? The documentary was about the lives of the fishermen in Malalison and how hard it is to make money despite their dangerous jobs. It is also an awareness of how illegal fishing being destructive to our seas and oceans. And it is also about documentary of how hard it is to be a fisherman. And the next question is, if you have watched the documentary, kindly recall the names of the individuals in the documentary and their corresponding jobs or roles. Firstly, we meet a 16-year-old student named Lorenz, who is a dedicated spearfisher after school. And then there's also Kaving, who is the best spearfisher in town, and also Russell, who used to be a Muroami fisherman but turned out to be spearfishing as well. He is now also a marine sanctuary chairman. And the third question was about what is the main problem being cited in the documentary. I think it was the bad fishing that practices the fishermen use to catch fish, which is known to be as muroami in our country. And yes, muroami is known to bring a lot of fish to the fishermen, but still it destroys the oceans and the seas and our creature. And next question is, in your perspective, how will you address those problems? Compare your answer to the solution that has been in the documentary. I will also advocate against muroami fishing to bring more awareness on how it is affecting our seas. I also bring awareness to a healthy way of taking from Mother Nature without hurting her, especially if you will not bring back the coral reefs that you destroyed using muroami fishing. And then the next question was what are the things that you are most grateful for in comparison to Lorenz's life? Of course, everyone has to have their own struggles in life, and I am grateful of what we have right now. Me and my kids live comfortably in our home. We eat 3 times a day, and we do not get to do what fishermen do just to survive and make a living. And our lives are more privileged in contrast to kids like Lorenz, and that is something I will not take for granted. And the last question is, what is the moral lesson we can get after watching the documentary? The moral lesson that I've learned after watching the documentary is be grateful for what you have and be contented, and humility is always important to every person. And yes, you get tries as much by fishing using muroami or destroying the houses of the fish, but still you're destroying our mother nature, and it is also bad to all of us. The effects of it will be bad to our mother nature. And that's all. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to my April 8th vlog again. And for my fifth interviewee, we have my aunt. I have the questions right here, and she's going to answer some of them.
Okay lang Tagalog?
Firstly, what was the documentary about?
Yung dokumentaryo, ito yung tungkol sa mga mangingisda na naninirahan sa lalawigan ng Malalison. na sila yung mga nagtatrabaho araw at gabi upang manghuli ng isda at para kumita. Natuklasan yun ni Cara David ang eco-friendly ngunit buwis-buhay na paraan upang manghuli ng isda. At ang isang nakakasira sa kapaligiran ngunit epektibong panguhuli na tinatawag nilang ama-oro.
If you have watched the documentary, kindly recall the names of the individuals in the documentary and their corresponding jobs or roles.
Si Lawrence, siya yung isang estudyante na sa araw at mangingisda sa gabi. Nandyan si Mang Kabing, isa rin siyang mangingisda. At si Russell, na isang chairman para sa Marine Sanctuary sa syudad nila.
What is the main problem in the documentary?
Ang pangunahing problema ng dokumentaryong yun ay ang mga coral reef na sinisira ng mga mangingisda dahil sa ama-oro fishing. At ito ay nagiging isang malaking issue pagdating sa dagat kung saan maraming tao ang umaasa sa mga mapagkukunan nila ng trabaho. Isang batang babae ang nagngangalang si Alma ang pinakamalakas na tagapagtaguyod tungkol dito at nakipag-usap sa mga siya ay nakikipag-usap sa mga mangingisda ng malalim ng niya ang para sa kanyang ginagawa.
In your perspective, how will you address those problems? Compare your answer to the solution that has been seen in the documentary.
Inihambing ko yung sagot ko sa solusyon na nakita sa dokumentaryo. Para sa akin, sasabihin ko sa mga barangay na maglagay ng mga mas mahigpit na panuntunan laban sa mga muro-ami fishing. Wala akong sapat na otoridad para gawin ito. Pero kung ako lang mag-isa, kaya kukuha ako ng tulong para matigil na.
Number 5. What are the things that you are most grateful for in comparison to Lorenzo's life?
Well, ako mismo, nagpapasalamat sa kakayahang hindi mag-alala tungkol sa pananalapi at trabaho tulad ni Lawrence dahil komportable akong namumuhay at hindi ko kailangan ilagay sa panganib ang aking buhay sa dagat. Kung ikukumpara sa buhay ni Lawrence, namumuhay ako ng magandang buhay. Sana lang matulungan ko ang mga tao sa dokumentaryo dahil mahirap talagang isipin ng mga bata na ganyan. Ginagawa ang lahat ng gawain iyon para lang kumita ng pera at sa pangtanghalian nila.
Last question. What is the moral lesson that we can get from this documentary?
Para sa akin, yung aral na natutunan ko ay huwag sirain ang kapaligiran para sa iyong sariling pakinabang lamang. Kahit na ito ay magdadala sa iyo ng mas maraming mapagkukunan tulad ng isda, anong nararamdaman mo kung ikaw may gumawa sa iyong tahanan ng ganyan, di ba? Hindi magandang isipin na nasisira ang ating kalikasan dahil sa atin mismo.
Wow. Thank you. That's it.
Ganon.